75 hard is over. In terms of how I feel right now, just honestly incredible. I feel unbreakable. After being able to sit with the whole experience for a day, I just feel unstoppable, honestly. I went and did a little bit of gymnastics, which I'm not great at. I wasn't sore after yesterday, even though I landed on my neck a bunch of times. But yeah, so basically I just want to come on here, talk about my experience with the whole 75 hard journey and what I learned. Number one, thank you guys all so much for the support. I mean, we're at 9.5K on Instagram right now. And if I've learned anything from 75 hard, the biggest thing I learned has got to be consistency. I looked back on some of my reels that I posted at the start, and I'm like, man, these suck. I hate them. And I'm sure that I'll look back in a couple months and cringe at the videos I'm making now. But yeah, it doesn't matter where you start out. With consistency, you'll get better. With this challenge, my main focus was really, obviously we had 2 workouts, the strict diet for the physical side. The mental side was more so the reading, and also the bigger challenge of it was social media. I wanted to push myself to try to build a little bit of a following, get some traction with the challenge, and more so just push myself in a creative endeavor that I'm not super comfortable with. I never consider myself a creative person per se, but I definitely feel a whole lot more enabled by the outlet of social media now. I want to talk about a little bit more of the mental piece before we get into the physical. I'll take you guys into some good lighting and kind of show off my physique in a little bit, but I just want to talk about the mental side more so right now. So started off 75 hard doing journaling. I didn't end up continuing doing that. It wasn't really a stipulation of the challenge, but I also did a whole lot of reading during 75 hard, which is hard for me. It was not one of the hardest parts of the challenge, but it was definitely a piece that I didn't enjoy. I don't really like reading all that much, but here are all the books I read. So I started this one. This is the one I'm working on right now currently, Lords of Easy Money. I don't really like it all that much. I just feel obligated to finish it because I started it. And then here are the ones I finished. I finished The Mindful Body. It's a psychology book about how the mind has a role in all our bodily functions, illnesses, muscular condition, rest and recovery. Just super great book about how your mental impacts your physical. Then The Happiness Advantage is a psychology book more so about how optimism impacts us, which I thought was really cool. I'm a super pessimistic person. You probably can't tell by my content because I try to showcase a little bit more optimism just for myself. I want to put optimism out there because negativity isn't really a great thing to be putting out into the world. And I think if I make that through my content and kind of fake it till I make it per se, then I'm going to become a more optimistic person. And reading this book definitely made me a little bit more optimistic in general. So really recommend. This is my favorite book I read during all the 75 hard. And then .com Secrets. It's an online business book that is about funneling, basically how you get clients at the top, how you convert them at the bottom. So if you're looking to start an online business, I'm really not. But if I ever do, this is going to come in handy, man. Excuse me. But those were the books. And then really the mental side, I've seen such a mental improvement, not really with getting any smarter. I don't think that I gained IQ points over the challenge. But there's definitely a perspective change that happened with me. And I noticed just the other day, I care so much less what other people think because you're doing 75 hard. This kind of becomes your identity. I made it a challenge to post on social media with it as well. So being a creator and like a poser fitness influencer kind of became my identity. and it's just like who I am, you know. Nobody like really gives me shit for it anymore, you know. There'll be random people that give me shit, but my friends used to like talk down to me. Now this is just who I am, so they just really have accepted it. And I think that's a huge piece of it, is that if you're looking to make a change, you have to expect that people are going to be a little bit weirded out. But if you just give it time, people are going to accept it as your identity, and you have to make it your identity as well, so that it actually starts to make change for you. Anyways, the more physical piece of it, the 2 workouts a day, didn't find it challenging. A lot of people usually ask me, like, do you get exhausted with it? The main thing I'll have to say is that if you're doing the diet right, and getting sleep is super important as well. I was super dialed in on my sleep during 75 hard, because recovery is just everything whenever you're doing 2 workouts a day that are fairly intense. So you got to make sure you get good sleep, and then diet as well. If you have a good diet, your recovery is going to be a lot better, especially if you're getting in enough calories too, and not, you know, kind of just burning out because you're in a sufficient caloric deficit. But physically, yeah, I felt pretty much fine. There were some days where I was like just exhausted, you know. It'd be late at night, I hadn't done my second workout, and I just wanted to quit then and there. But I was like, man, I'm so far into this now, you know, what am I gonna do? Quit? But we'll take you into some better lighting so that you can see what we're looking like now afterwards. So I know y'all don't really have much of a before to work with, because, like, to be honest, I don't really have one. Maybe I can throw up a picture on the screen right now, but heading to the bathroom to get some just overall better lighting and update you then. Alright, well, this is what we're looking like right now. I've noticed, I mean, you're not going to get the best angle here because you're a little bit lower than me, but I have noticed a little bit more definition and size in my arms, and then just overall my strength has been super good. But definitely the arms and shoulders and upper body have developed a whole lot more. The abs are still there, still just as visible, but yeah, I think I weighed myself at home. It was like 175 at the start of the challenge, and then we got up to like 176 or 7. I think that's mostly muscle mass, if I'm being honest. I think we kind of did like a body recomp where I haven't really gained that much fat, and just built muscle while losing a little bit of it. So in terms of physical changes that I can't really show you guys, that you can't see, I have been doing a lot more cardio. You know, I do a lot of running, biking, and swim sometimes, but basically my resting heart rate has gone down like 20 beats per minute, which is absurd. Then my heart rate variance has actually gone up, which means I'm just recovering better. I think that's what that metric means, to be honest. I really don't know. I know that's how the Whoop tracks recovery. A lot of people have also been asking about libido, sex drive with the diet, and if I've seen any improvements. And to be honest, I wouldn't say I've noticed that much of a difference. I just notice that I have more energy. But ultimately, like, sex drive was never really an issue for me. And I think it's more so what you direct your energy towards than how much energy you have. Like, if I wanted to have a super high sex drive, I could, because I just feel like I've got so much energy to do whatever I want with. But right now, you know, that's not really where my energy is focused. Now, you guys have been asking questions, whether that's what I'm doing after 75 hard or just things about like what the hardest part of 75 hard was. So I figure I answer them for you guys. Number one, what am I doing after 75 hard? Am I going to crash out, start living super unhealthy? No, that's not it at all. I think I'm just going to try to be a little bit more flexible. One thing I learned from 75 Hard is that it's super hard to restrict yourself like that all the time, especially whenever you got family, friends, people who maybe don't have all the same interests as you that you love and care about, and you want to spend time with them. And the biggest takeaway and the hardest part of 75 Hard for me was going home and seeing family, and then having to do workouts and eat a certain way on top of that, because it's restrictive. Some people aren't going to get it and support you, and you can deal with that all the time, or you could be a little bit flexible. And I'm still going to be true to myself, and I'm still going to live the way that I want to live, but I'm just going to be a little bit flexible to not accommodate to others, but incorporate them in my life as much as I can as well. And so that was the hardest part of 75 Hard, is mainly just finding time for workouts and food with family and friends. And then the biggest thing I learned from it is that I can be a little bit more flexible now and still be healthy, because being super healthy by myself enables me to have some unhealthier behaviors whenever I'm with other people who maybe don't live the same way as I do. And I can appreciate life through that aspect of it. Another super popular question that I've been getting is content. What's gonna be happening with the content? And I just wanted to give you guys sort of an outline or look into that. So here's my plan. I want to still keep doing the reels. I love the short form content. I post a little bit more raw, unfiltered stuff on TikTok. My Instagram's for the little bit more lifestyle, a little bit more curated edits. I do some talking videos on TikTok, a little bit more raw stuff, and then the more higher quality stuff I put on Instagram. TikTok, a little bit more raw and unfiltered. Instagram, we're going to get into a little bit more photos. Still going to be doing about one reel a day. Sometimes I may miss a day, just depending on what's going on. But I still want to share my active and healthy lifestyle with you guys. So through that. And then this is a little bit new. Talking to the camera, doing a little bit more vlogs. Long form on YouTube is what I want to start getting into. Like, if you couldn't tell with this video, I'm not super comfortable with it yet, but it's going to keep developing if I'm staying consistent with it. I'm going to try to get 1 to 2 YouTube videos made a week through now and over the summer. YouTube videos are going to be a little bit more in-depth into my life. You're going to get a bigger picture. You're going to get more of me talking, more of my personality coming through, because I try to show my personality through short form, but it's a little bit harder than something long form. Moving forward, a lot of you guys may or may not know I signed up for the Pittsburgh Marathon May 4th. I'm actually not going to be doing that. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm not sorry. My sister has a cheer comp in Disney that weekend, and I really want to go to Disney. I'd much rather go to Disney than go do the marathon, and I can go run the marathon whenever, but my sister's only going to have so many cheer comps in Disney that I can actually go and make it for. So I want to go and support her, and I want to go to nice sunny Orlando. I want to go, have a good time at Disney. So we're doing that. Going to be vlogging a whole bunch of that for you guys. And then the following week, 400 miles from Pittsburgh to DC or DC to Pittsburgh. We haven't figured out whether we're going to DC first and then coming all the way back home, or going out and then riding the train back into Pittsburgh. But that is going to be a journey, and that's going to be a sick vlog. I just want to get a little bit better at this so I can really capture all the elements of that journey, because that's going to be cool. That is going to be super cool. But yeah, that's probably going to be the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. We're going to get used to the camping aspect of it, but That's going to be a sick trip. But just moving forward, I'm going to keep cranking out the content for you guys. I know a lot of people were concerned if I'm stopping. Don't worry. I'm still coming strong with the content. Going to try to keep showcasing my active and healthy lifestyle to all you guys. 75 hard, what a journey, but there's so much more to come. See you guys in the next one.